Hey there. Well, the big box from the Netherlands arrived today, and while I don't normally do an unboxing, that's an unboxing of a model from a company. This is something really special. So let's get to it. I did white out and block out the addresses, both Frank Peter's address as well as mine, but man, mine's here so often I think it might have gotten to me just as Mark Huber, United States. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. This was actually taped much more securely, I can assure you. I did open this up just to make sure that we wouldn't be spending a whole lot of time opening up the box. There's some other things. In full disclosure, we'll get to that in a second. So, aha. So, let's take a look here first. All right. So, plastic baggie. And what we have here are some beautiful shop cards from Frank Peter's Model World. Building slot cars and scratch building scenery. And there they are. And for those, I'm going to put a link again to Frank Peter's wonderful channel. This is one of the recent scratch-built buildings that he completed for his amazing slot car track at his home. And there's a video on it, but that's on the other side of this shop card. Just absolutely amazing. There's actually going to be a couple of links to specific videos from Frank Peter on his wonderful channel that I will include in the description. And here's another card, and let's see what it says on the back. Dear Mark, I hereby send you the promised World War I hangar diorama. I hope it arrived well and safely. Well, we will see. I did my best to come up with a good packaging method. I'm sure it's spectacular, and there actually is another amazing video from Frank Peter about how to box and store models. Again, I will look that up on his channel and put a link to that in the description. Okay, to continue. The unpacking of the diorama is described on the white box. Further, you will find a real piece of World War I history. Okay, I'm not going to say what it is. He says it right here, but we'll open that up. It may be nice to put that beside on one of your Wings models. Once again, many thanks for the shout out, Mark. It really made my slot car channel grow. All the best, Frank Peter. Well, that's just really nice, and I knew this was coming, what's in this box, although there's obviously something else in here which I wasn't expecting at all. Now, there's a little phrase in here which I know means greetings from the Netherlands, and Dutch is tougher, I think, than German to pronounce, so I may totally butcher this. Groen uit Nederland. Groen uit Nederland. That first word is tough, and I probably butchered it, but I gave it a try. Amazing. Okay, so let's take a look in here because something else is in here. There's some pins in here. Full disclosure, I was inside. I took these pins out of the bottom of this white box earlier. Otherwise, we would have been here, could have been here for a lot longer, just opening this. Look what we've got there. That's not a knockoff, folks. That is an authentic World War I, 1914, yep, German, Iron Cross, second class. Wow, a real piece of history. And here's a description of it. The Iron Cross, also known as Eisernes Kreuz, or AK, was originally established on the 10th of March, 1813 by King Friedrich Wilhelm III. It was reestablished in 1870 during the Franco-Prussian War, and again on the 5th of August, 1914 by Wilhelm II, Emperor of Germany and King of Prussia. Oh, wow. You know, I've never had an actual artifact or piece of history from either of the world wars, and this will proudly go as an accessory and part of the display on one of my Wingnut Wings kits. I wasn't expecting this, and I'm really, really touched. Thank you so much. Okay, so we'll put that to the side. Yeah, there's some pins in here. We'll get to that in a second. Okay. All right, what do we got here? First, cut the rope. I've already done that. 2, then remove the 6 pins. Well, actually, you got to take the box out to remove the pins. Number 3, now you can open carefully. Remove this white box. So actually, cut the rope, carefully remove the white box from the big box, take out the pins, and then take the white box top off. This fragile, scratch-built, entirely scratch-built diorama and Great War German hangar made the trip across the Atlantic thanks to see, that's why the pins were in there, to keep the top on the bottom. All right, we're gonna move that out. There we go. So this was all, yes, pinned down. There was even an order in terms of which pins to remove first. Carefully pinned into the side. All right, we're ready for the unveiling. There we go. There's some little pieces in here. Look at this. For those of you who saw Frank Peter's video, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put this up, and I am going to just keep focused there. Thanks, Chris. We're going to put it up here where the light's a little better. Get it off of this. And then you can come hone in. There we go. Okay, so if you, shadows get there. Okay, so it says on the front there, I don't know, Chris, what you're saying. So it says, Königlich Bayerische Fliegertruppe. It says Truppe rather than Gruppe. Okay. Königlich Bayerische Fliegertruppe. Okay, so this is a Bavarian, the King of Bavaria flight group, and that's a hangar, German hangar, and let's give it the go around. I'll turn this, and Chris, you can hold the camera steady. Or there we go. So there, look at that. A little captured memento. Looks like that little stick broke there. Okay, I'm going to have a little repair work to do. That little piece there with a little PVA glue. There's like a portion of a wing, maybe a Sopwith Camel wing in the roundel. Now, he put a removable roof. Chris, if you could come down and shoot from the top down into the hangar through that opening down there. Shoot down on it. There. So you could, oh, it's very dark though because there's a shadow in there. So you can't see too much on that. So we need better light for that. But here is, so you can bring it back down to the front. Here's the top. Look at that. Seals it up. There are leaves on the roof. And yeah, Bring it back a little bit, the camera, I think, so we get, because it's casting a shadow on. So let's see if we can get some of the interior detail. Maybe you got that already? There's a propeller sitting on a picnic table in there. A couple of wheels. And it's just absolutely, there's a little strip up here that needs to be sealed down. And a little bend here at the edge. That's not fatal. That can be fixed with a dab of glue. And other than that, this thing survived perfectly intact and will look much better, of course, in bold light. Okay, so I had a couple of additions. Here are mine. I'll have to add some details to really make those bases fit in. There we go. Get some light on that guy. Got a pilot over here. These are 1/72nd scale pilots. German pilot and a German orderly over there on the other side that I painted up. Okay. Now, if you could bring the camera back out a ways, Chris. Now, I had a choice of, I guess, 3 airplanes, 3 1/72nd scale airplanes. And my first thought was we would put in Werner Voss's F1 Dreidecker, which he flew during the month of late August, September, I think it was, September of 1917. I think it's a perfect addition. However, I do note that Frank Peter gave me a Bavarian a unit, a hangar from a Bavarian unit, and Werner Voss didn't fly for a Bavarian Jagdstaffel. So maybe I can't use it if I want to be historically accurate. I like it a lot, so maybe not the Dreidecker. Well, I think this is the most colorful of my German planes. And again, it's also Werner Voss's, this is the Albatros D3 that he flew earlier in 1917. Gorgeous plane. However, again, he wasn't flying for a Bavarian Jagdstaffel, Jasta then. So while this has got the best color scheme in terms of lots of interesting colors, probably should be historically accurate and not use the Albatros. Well, I did a little bit of research, and it seems that the false PFALZ, the false D3As, tended to be allocated a bit more to the Bavarian Jastas than the Prussian Jastas. I just so happen to have a false D3A. Now, it isn't very gaudy like a lot of the falses. It's all silver, black, and white. But if I'm going to play true historian, maybe we use the false. Of course, I can do whatever I want, but we'll leave it like that for the moment. What do you think, viewers? Maybe I should throw it out to the field. Should we have the silver false, closest thing to a Bavarian unit plane? Should we go with what was initially my first choice, the famous triplane, one of the 2 prototypes that were issued to the 2 leading aces, von Richthofen and Voss, in the fall of 1917? Or should we go for a bit more color and contrast with red and gold, or stained wood and purple and green and white, Voss's Albatros D3, and then just sort of ignore the word Bavaria down there? What do you think? Let me know. Now, with respect to the other part of Frank Peter's wish, okay, here we go. Let's, here's the Iron Cross. He said maybe I could put it next to one of my Wingnut Wings kits. So there it is, situated in front of my Wingnut Wings false D3A. And I think very fetching. Okay. Well, I see I went way over time here. Oh dear. Probably take all night for this to upload. So I think we'll call it quits, except to say again that I want to express my gratitude and thanks to my good friend for these incredible gifts. They're just magnificent. Pictures and videos cannot do justice to the exquisite level of detail in this diorama. And I hope my little figures and model airplanes will do it justice next to, now that they have a home. Thank you, Frank Peter. And thanks to all of you for watching. Again, there will be still photos of this in the links in the description, as well as links to various videos, including a great video of how to box up your models. Okay, folks, thanks so much for watching. Look forward to your comments about which plane I should put in the hangar.